Hey guys, what's going on? Brofessor here, and today I'm coming at you with another LEGO Star Wars review video. Today I'm going to be reviewing set number 8019, the Republic Attack Shuttle. This set came out in 2009, right around the prime of the LEGO Star Wars, the Clone Wars TV show. It retailed for $60 and came with 636 pieces and 3 minifigures. So before we get into the video, obviously if you do enjoy, subscribe, and then leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about this. But I actually decided to do this specific review because Coconut Brick Studios this past week put a video out reviewing this himself. So if you don't know who he is, I have his channel linked down below in the description, and there should be his video of his review. I should be putting up in the iCard in the top right corner. So definitely be sure to check that out if you want a second opinion on this set, if you are thinking about getting it yourself. But yeah, with that all out of the way, I will be giving my own opinion on this set, and the minifigures and everything like that. So let's jump straight into it, and I'm going to start with the minifigures. So this came with 3 minifigures. It came with a Mace Windu, a regular clone trooper at the time, and then a clone trooper pilot. So I'll start off here by showing off the Mace Windu. As you can see, this Mace Windu, very similarly to the, the Anakin Skywalker that I reviewed, or the Anakin Skywalker comparison video. This Mace Windu is very similar to the Anakin Skywalker from that Jedi Starfighter in terms of the fact that his face is very cartoony, which is not something that I particularly like. He does have some nice chest printing, which is very generic. Just kind of shows some robes. That's kind of nice. I wish they would have done some leg printing, but nothing down there. And then nothing on the back. So this is a very simple minifigure. And like I said, this minifigure isn't one of my favorites just because of the cartoony face. I really should have brought out the Anakin minifigure as well to show you just like what I'm talking about. But it's also very apparent in the Clone Troopers' faces. And I'm going to show you that as well because during this time they were really trying to get the minifigures accurate to the cartoon show, and I just don't think that translated very well to LEGO. But yeah, that's this Mace Windu minifigure. Very simple minifigure. Comes with this fake chrome hilt. It's not the actual chrome, it's more of like a silver, and then his iconic purple lightsaber blade. But next up, I'll show off the clone pilot. So this clone pilot is actually almost the exact same as every other clone trooper that came out at the time, except for the helmet markings. Obviously, he has like the yellow rim around the helmet, and then the 2 red Republic insignias up top. And then he also has this little breathing apparatus thing on his chest printing, instead of just some breastplates there. But for the most part, the rest of the chest printing is the exact same, and then also the back printing is definitely the exact same. But underneath here, I'll show you what I'm talking about with that cartoony face. I actually have one of the newer clone troopers to show, just so you can see their face and compare it. You can see how stretched out the face is and how it almost takes up the entire face. Whereas I'll show you the newer clone trooper now. Obviously the markings on it are going to be different, but you can see how much I don't know, I just like the more realistic look of the clone trooper as opposed to that awkward cartoon-ish version. I just don't think it translated well to LEGO. I much prefer the newer clone trooper face, and then obviously this is the regular clone trooper. Here you can see not much going on there. Take the helmet off, same kind of face as the clone trooper pilot, and then it has the same printing as I said earlier, just without the breathing apparatus, and then the back printing is the exact same. So that's pretty much it for the minifigures. A nice set, obviously for $60. I don't know that you want to be buying it just for the minifigures, but if you're definitely looking to build a clone army or something, this is a nice set to add to that, because you do get a pretty decently sized ship, but you also get a slew of minifigures. Obviously, Mace Windu is not necessarily one that you want to be getting multiples of, but you can pick up multiple clone troopers and then some clone pilots as well, because those are not extremely common. This is one of the few sets that it comes in. Obviously, there are some other sets. This is not the only set, but it is definitely less common than the regular clone trooper. But I definitely do like the minifigure selection. I just don't like the way that the minifigure faces in this set were executed. But with the minifigures out of the way, let's get right into the actual review of the ship itself. So this ship does actually have quite a few play features, which is something that doesn't happen too often for like ships of this size. I feel like normally these are sort of display ships, and they don't have a ton of playability usually. But starting up here with the cockpit, something that I really like is it comes off in 2 parts, so you can have this part open right here, and then you can also have this back piece open, which is something that I really like, because you have easy access to the 2 seats in the cockpit. So you can, if you have another clone pilot, put him in there, or you could put the clone pilot and the clone trooper, whatever you want. You could put any combination of 2 minifigures up there in the cockpit, but it's very easy access, and it's not something that, like, let's say this was permanently down, that you'd have to try and struggle to get to that back seat. Up in the front here, it has these 2 kind of like guns on the side, or at least they're supposed to be. They're a little flimsy. They're okay, I guess. I mean, you can rotate them 360 degrees, and that's nothing to really like makes the set like better. If they had left it off, I don't really think that they would have been missing much. But yeah, there's that. Obviously, these wings fold down. If you lift it up, you can get the full view here with that nice like V shape right there. The wings themselves do have a nice design, mostly gray and red, and then they also have the 2 stripes of yellow. I personally like the yellow. I do think they probably should have added a little more, because I do think it looks a little awkward with just that little amount of yellow, but obviously that's there because of the Republic colors. And then up here you can see you have this little rack here of flick fire missiles, and I mean, if you really wanted to, you could flick them out yourself, but what you're really supposed to do is there's a slot that you can put them in right there, and then this right back here is what you'd use to, like, you kind of smash it and then shoots them out. You do sometimes have to put a little force into it to really make it go that far. Mine seems to be getting stuck after every time too. I don't think that's usually a problem, but once you shoot the last one out as well, the rack itself will actually fall through the ship, and that because there's a hole in the middle that I'll show you. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. That's a nice feature. I really do think that that's something that really makes this set a lot better, because if that was not on there, there really wouldn't be much else. In the back here, I really like the design with like the blue studs showing off the thrusters. I think that's a really good design element. Obviously, this is what I showed you. This is what you push to launch those missiles out. And then back here, these 2 knobs, actually, you can turn them to the side, and then it will drop bombs. Let me see if I can hold this right so you can see. If you turn this to the side, you can actually get the bombs to drop. And then there's 2 in there, so you can reload and then drop again. And you can also do it for the other side. If you lift this up, there's 1, and then there's the other one. So those can be launched off. So this is definitely a set with a lot of play features, and that's something that I really do like. The final thing is the interior. So obviously, showed the cockpit already. But to get to the inside of the ship, which isn't super large, but I mean, it's a relatively small ship. So I do like the fact that they attempted to include some sort of interior. But these 2 yellow bricks right here, you can just kind of push them to the side, which they usually work pretty simply just like that. And then you can lift this up, and it actually just rests right there, which is something else that I really like. I like that it doesn't like fall all the way down, so like if you accidentally let go, it'll like smash into whatever surface you have it on. That's something that I really like. But yeah, as you can see here, a pretty simple interior. You do have a seat right here. I usually end up putting Mace Windu there. You could put, like, let's say if you have another clone troop or something, you could put him right there. This right back here is to hold the weapons. You can put guns right here in these studs, and then you could also hold like lightsabers or such on the outside. This right here, oh, sorry, forgot that would happen. But hold that up. This hole right here is actually where the rack, the empty rack, will go through. It'll fall right through the ship there in the middle. And then that is where it gets slotted in the top when you're getting ready to actually launch the missiles out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this set. I definitely think this is a good combo play set as well as a display set. I usually have it on display because I'm not really into playing with my Legos much anymore. But definitely as a kid, this is something that is very playable. You obviously have the rack of missiles, you have the bombs that you can drop. And if you have like a battle scene or something that you're playing with, like where you have droids to attack, this is definitely something that you can get a lot of playability out of. But if you're just a collector looking to pick up some cool Clone Wars sets, then I definitely think this is also something that you could look for. Obviously, sold for $60 with the 636 pieces. Definitely good value at the time. Not entirely sure what it's going for now, so I don't really know what would be a good value. But if this is a set that you're interested in getting, I think I would recommend it. If you're looking to put it on display, I don't know that I'd buy it purely as a playset, because it's not really much you're going to be doing on your own with it, unless you have other sets to go along with it. But yeah, overall, I do think this is a really good set. I definitely recommend it, and that'll be pretty much it for this video. So yeah, if you did enjoy, like I said earlier, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new, please consider subscribing, doing LEGO Star Wars reviews, comparisons, top 10s, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, with that all out of the way, I will see you guys next time. Peace!